Hello everyone, welcome. So I wanted to do a quick video today for the new moon. So we're entering into a new moon cycle. So this is a great time to begin to set some intentions for yourself. I love to work with the lunar energies because they are your connection to all things. They bring all things into balance, bring all things into harmony when you think of the seasons and the tides and our climate on this planet. If it wasn't for the moon and the energy that it brings, we could have extremes. We wouldn't have this balance, right? We wouldn't have this life, really, this harmony, this ebb and this flow, this movement and this rhythm that we experience. And these are the feminine energies, and these are energies are often neglected. We tend to favor that action-oriented energy, and the sacred feminine and her ability to receive in, right, when we think of, let's say, bringing life in, to reflect, to take some time to perhaps feel into, perhaps intuit, perhaps, to use those gifts. It's a great time to um, create more balance within yourself and create more harmony in your daily life. So in that regard, let's begin to connect to some intentions that you would like to set for yourself. Now, because we are working with the energies of Virgo, meaning the new moon is in the astrological sign of Virgo, it's great to add that in when you are doing this, because it'll kind of give you that extra little boost of energy when you work with those energies. It'll be bringing you into a deeper alignment, a more aligned space. So you will feel more aligned. You will feel like you have more support, more backing, if that makes sense. You will feel that, and it will be because you are in alignment. So that bringing in that greater support. So the energies of Virgo, we tend to think of Virgo like the Virgin. So you can begin to connect, obviously, to the feminine, but she is an earth sign, so that grounded feminine. I see this energy as first it being a time for this bringing of the truth, really. This it's almost like setting the stage for that truth to be revealed. And we're in that shift point at this time. And so honoring that and bringing in these energies, right, into a very grounded space in a grounded way is where you want to be in alignment to. So what can you do rather than just, thinking or imagining or feeling a response, but to really truly bring in that that feminine truth to, right, what you're feeling, right, and honoring that voice and bringing her voice out into the world, that pure voice, right, that voice of truth, not the unexplored, but the true voice that perhaps may have been buried or suppressed. So honoring that experience, bringing yourself into alignment with that, is very helpful at this time. So perhaps we could look at, we could begin to look at from the last cycle, perhaps certain projects that you're working on. Well, what was I unable to complete? Certain areas in your life where you're feeling blocked or you're feeling limited in. So perhaps I need to spend a little bit more time in clearing out some of these self-limiting beliefs. Perhaps I need to maybe invite more affirmation into my energy space. So affirming when I am in that better alignment for myself, or excuse me, going with that good feeling, right? I also get like the energies of not beating ourselves up. So learning how to just let things go and just reset, new cycle. So what will we be intending to create within this cycle? Perhaps in alignment with that revealing of truth. Perhaps there's something that needs to be said. Perhaps there's something that needs to be honored. Perhaps there's a boundary that needs to be set. Perhaps there is a, and this is something that has been revealing itself to you. And now it's like we're at that point where things are beginning to culminate and shift. We have the equinox coming up here, and that's a balance point, right? We achieve a balance, and then we shift forward. So how are you able to find yourself within that? So that, so nurturing that which is desiring to be expressed, and creating the space for that. So perhaps I just keep getting a lot of voice work. So some, spending some time recording yourself, maybe just talking with yourself, right? And it's really about being within your own energies at this time. So finding your own space, finding your own energies, finding your own voice within everything that you are experiencing. Your true voice, your authentic voice, that voice. So setting some intentions around that. Where am I not hearing myself? Where am I not allowing myself to be heard? Perhaps where am I not allowing myself to be seen? Where am I not seeing myself, right? Where am I not meeting myself? It's always rooted within the self first. So when you feel like you're not getting something, right? You're not receiving something from outside of you, or you're not receiving what you want or what you deserve, let's say. One of the reasons is because you are unable to make that connection within yourself and then provide that for yourself. So we attempt to get something from outside of ourselves rather than recognizing we're fully capable of honoring ourselves in that way, right? And allowing ourself to be heard. And how do we allow for that whole self to be heard, right? Or that whole voice to be heard or seen, etc., etc. Where we are not seeing ourselves. Perhaps we're not seeing ourselves, we're only seeing ourselves in one light and not another light. Perhaps we're not seeing ourselves from a higher perspective. Perhaps we're not meeting ourselves at a higher growth space where we're just projecting something else, something out on somebody that we are meant to begin to work through ourselves. So looking at some of those aspects, because again, when we desire to create and manifest something for ourselves, we got to create space, right? So we got to start digging through these deeper layers of who we are, perhaps, or how we have limited ourselves in the past, and how can we begin to emerge from that space new, a new person, a new being. So these, intentions, perhaps it's to bring more grounded energy into your life. So perhaps more time in nature, more connection to that, right? That feminine, right? The sacred aspects of life. Perhaps it's the intention to bring more joy into your everyday life, or perhaps it's to feel more peace with things. So letting go of the need to control, or letting go of the fear that you may be holding on to, and just allowing yourself to trust a little bit. And then once we set some intentions for ourselves, whatever it may be, what we're intending to release, what we're intending to bring in, it's a good place to focus both of your, some energies on both of those. And then also what aligned action, right? Bringing in that masculine element. What is the aligned action that you will be taking to do so? So perhaps it's, I'm choosing to, my intention is to experience more peace in my daily life. And I recognize that I am impatient and that I get triggered, or perhaps I lash out, or perhaps I'm feeling triggered and I cover it up with a fake smile. So where do I honor that trigger and move deeper rather than pretending it never happened? It's another great one. And it's within that sense of, so then you have recognized, something you would like to release. So it's the, and the recognition that, okay, so I also need to work with some patience. So how do I learn how to be a little bit more patient? Maybe slow down a little bit. Maybe not set such high expectations for myself. Maybe just take things one step at a time. So again, those aligned actions, but also providing yourself with that container to do so, right? So giving yourself a cycle to begin to release and to step into, rather than just saying it and then it never really happens. So, so what are some good practices then, right, that support patience? Perhaps, and then identifying those and then integrating those one at a time, perhaps. Perhaps it's the learning how to give myself space. So taking a moment to breathe, taking a moment to pause, to reset, finding time throughout the day to do so. As simple as 5 minutes a couple times a day is huge for yourself. Perhaps it's, setting a better tone for the day. Perhaps I'm not getting enough sleep. So what kind of ritual can I create for myself in the evening and then in the morning that promotes a better sleep routine for myself? So creating that flow for yourself, creating that daily flow. So I don't want this to get too long. So we talked about the intentions. We talked about some of the things that may block certain things. So bringing in that new energy to support and assist you. So just writing it down. What are my intentions? What are some blocks that maybe, helping, that aren't allowing me to experience this? This is what I would like to release. And then what are my aligned actions to support that? And how will I hold that within my container? How will I hold that within my sacred space? How will I stay within alignment of that intention? And then you allow the process to continue, right, throughout the cycle, and we will see you soon. So I hope that helps a little bit with understanding working with the moon cycles, and specifically for this new moon in Virgo. We'll quickly be transitioning in the evening to the energies of Libra. So you can think of this over this whole cycle, that it's going to be a lot about that feminine, masculine balance, bringing those two energies into balance, releasing out of old toxic feminine or maybe old toxic masculine, and coming into this, it's 333 here, this new way of being. So we'll talk more about that soon, and I hope you all are doing lovely. If you are interested in working with me, I am currently offering free 10-minute attunements for those who would like me to tune directly into their energy field and perhaps provide a little bit of support as to raising up your vibration, bringing you into a new space of being. I also offer session work as well. So if that's something you're interested in, please book a free 30-minute consult or go ahead and fill out the form in this email for that free 10-minute recording attunement that you can use as much as you need to. So until next time, toodaloo.